the first time I met her was at Woodford when I was volunteering in the production team on the stage that you played. And I had always heard your name in the scene. I've been like releasing music myself for the last 5 years. So like Merpire has always been like a known artist in my
Wow, that's news to me.
That's great.
Yeah, and then getting to open for you a few weeks ago was very, very special. And you're just such a wonderful, wonderful person and a very talented artist. So it was a big, big honor.
I have a face and I'm alive. And this is Radio Woodfordia. I'm your host, Harley Breen, and I'm sitting on Jinnabara country, and thanks for having me. This episode is fun. It's a fun one. It's two people, one live in real person beside me, and the other one coming down the line through the magic of technology that I don't understand. We have a few technical difficulties, but it's Tessa Fleur and Ree from Merpire, a band that debuted at Woodford last year for their first time, and their connection is a really fun one because it's very Woodfordia of why they connected as artists, as people, and probably for the rest of their lives. You'll enjoy it. I did. Hello in the flesh, Tessa, and hello via the digital web, Ree.
Hello.
Now, I'm gonna get into how you guys are connected because it's cool and rad. But Ree, you are coming to us via the digital wizardry from Melbourne town. As you can see by my attire, I would imagine the weather's slightly better.
Yeah, and in fact, for those playing at home, I've got a hot water bottle in my lap with small sausage dogs on it that are wearing jackets and hats. So that will give you the idea of the difference in weather.
I think that's essential, though, to have hot water bottles with sausage dogs on them.
Yeah.
Do you know, there's a dog breed. It's that really weird hairless one that has and I think it was, someone look this up. It was in Japan. They bred this dog, and its nickname is the hot water bottle dog.
Yeah.
And they bred it to have a higher than normal core body temperature.
So shopping.
No, it's like that one it's completely hairless, but it runs hotter so that they could sleep with it. Humans
I don't like it. That's disgusting and
it?
awful. What if you squish it and it pops? With your feet in the middle of the night.
You shouldn't do that. Now, Ree, am I correct in the notes that I've been given? And if I'm not, someone will be fired. Last year was the first time you attended with your band, Merpire, at the festival.
That is correct, with my band and my mum also.
That's essential.
Mm.
Is that every gig you have to take your mum?
No, but she lives on the Sunshine Coast in Montville. So we drove down from her house every day. It was very luxurious.
Is that where you grew up, or is that where Mum's moved to?
That's where Mum moved to in lockdown from Sydney. I grew up in Sydney.
Right. That was a lot of Southerners did that.
Yeah.
Moved
yeah.
to Queensland.
Yeah. She loves it. She loves it.
And then leave. Yeah. So it's the first time performing it, and it was your first time experiencing it?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know what to expect. I'd heard many beautiful stories from other artists that had either worked there or played. Like, it's just a whole new suburb for that festival. And they weren't wrong. It was so beautiful, and seeing so many people that obviously have been years and years and years. I actually did that classic thing on stage where I asked the audience, who's come to Woodford over 2 years, like 4 years in a row? And like people looked at each other like, please, we've been here since 15 years ago. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I disrespected the whole community. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's a fun fact for you that I found out the other day, that actually, it's a whole new suburb. Actually, when it's on, it's the 67th biggest town in Australia.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't that's a sick nerd fact?
Yeah.
I'm into numbers. And Tessa, had you been before? In what capacity?
Once as a patron, and then the other 3 years as like a volunteer.
one of the core, one of the greats. Couldn't happen without the Vols. Which one of you wants to lead the story of why I've got both of you on this episode?
Well, we could work backwards.
Okay.
Love it.
Ree put out a Instagram post on her socials. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
And it was calling out artists in Brisbane. Yeah, she was just trying to see who could support her for her show. And I had some friends comment my name, and then I actually had met Ree at Woodford for the first time. And I think maybe, I don't know if that influenced your decision, Ree, but it was a little full circle moment because, the first time I met her was at Woodford when I was volunteering in the production team on the stage that you played. And I had always heard your name in the scene. I've been like releasing music myself for the last 5 years. So like Merpire has always been like a known artist in my
Wow, that's news to me.
That's great.
And also it was kind of like a full circle moment at the festival because you played a song that I had always known. And I'm like, oh, that's that song. And she's such a sick person and her band is so lovely. And yeah, that's how we met. And then I just went into full Merpire obsession since that show, that performance festival, last festival. So yeah, and then getting to open for you a few weeks ago was very, very special. And you're just such a wonderful, wonderful person and a very talented artist. So it was a big, big honor.
Oh,
That was really cool to watch. That was great. So in short, you've gone, I feel like it's such a Woodfordia moment. Tessa, you've just gone up and thrust yourself upon Ree and said, hi, want to know you. And then Ree, you put out a call out to have a support act in a recent Brisbane show. And Tessa ended up being that person, from being a volunteer in the production of your live show at Woodford Folk Festival to then opening for you. That's cool.
It was very cool. And Tessa, I just want you to know I didn't choose you because I was like going to have a techie on stage as well at the Brisbane show. I legit listened to a lot of different music, and I was like, I knew listening to your music the first time, I was like, I think it's got to be Tessa. You just, very clever songwriter. And I actually did not remember, just by looking at your name, Tessa Fleur, that we'd met until we spoke, and then I saw your face and I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. Thank you, Woodford.
Is this something that you have done in the past, though, that you'll have a show scheduled and then you'll just put it out there into the world to find a local support act?
I've actually not. It was the first time I've done that, and it was actually really great because I discovered a lot of other great music rolling around Queensland, and also really sweet to see how nice or how supportive they were of each other. You know, like Tessa's mates tagged her, and then Tessa tagged a whole bunch of other mates, and then they tagged a bunch of their mates, and I was like, that's a nice community, something I can get around.
Yeah. No, I think that's really cool, and I'm sure Tessa might not agree with this, but I'd encourage you to keep doing that.
I'm going to.
You've open for her forever. But I'm saying, like, I think that's a great way to support local.
Yeah, that was the aim of that. I was like, this is a good idea. Especially because, and in fact, Tessa and I discussed a little bit of this on stage. So during the tour, part of the show was myself and whoever was opening for me we'd have a Q&A between us to find out a bit more about each other as artists and people, but also to let the audience know what it's like being an artist starting out in 2025, and, you know, how best we can all support each other in terms of listeners and community and venues and artists. You know, we're all in it together. So that was the main idea, was knowing where I'd come from many moons ago, how hard it was to book a gig. And I'm not saying, Tessa, that you have trouble booking a gig, but I was just thinking, you know, it's important to reach out to people that are maybe a couple of steps back than where I am now. It's like when you go for a job interview for like, I don't know, an internship, but you need 7 years experience interning, and you're like,
yeah,
this is the whole point I'm applying for this. It's kind of similar when you're booking a show of like, I've got to start somewhere, but often places want you guaranteed 200 people to come along to the show.
Yeah. You need experience to get the job, but I need the job to get experience.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, I like the mechanism of having a yarn too. Did you do that in between? So Tessa had finished before you, Merpire were meant to play, and you did the chat then?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. That's sort of very counter rock and roll in terms of like I'm the star and thou shalt not see me until it's time to be on stage. Break that fourth wall and have that connection. Yeah,
not about that at all. Definitely more about sharing information and learning from each other is the best way forward, I reckon.
You're so cool. Really.
Not really. If I was cool, I'd be doing the mysterious thing and not talking to you and demanding weird riders.
No, that's not.
Well, usually people who do those things, and I've had elements of doing that in my own life performing, it's usually because of actually being a secret introvert and struggling with realness and connection. And
I do that too. I balance it with humor, like the end of a serious song, or like have to crack a joke just to like balance it out.
Yeah, well, I mean that's my my whole life is been turning serious things into humor, which I'm not against. But sometimes we can just let serious moments be what they are, and let people sit in the awkwardness.
Yeah,
can also be fun as well. But I do want to test like. After you've finished, like if you're anything like me, you produce a lot of adrenaline because you're doing a live show, and sometimes it's nice to then just walk off. But then you stay on to have a chat with. How did you find that element of it? Not being able to just go now. I would like to go and sit backstage and reflect on that.
I think usually I'd find that terrifying. I find talking in general to a live or even. I'm terrified right now. This is chill. But I do find
it's fine to be terrified, by the way. You're in a safe space. This is natural. I always have a huge light in front of me and microphones and headphones on. This is normal 3 mates hanging out.
But I didn't find it terrifying, and I attribute that to Wonderful Ree being so welcoming. Just when I rocked up at the show, she just welcomed me with very beautiful, warm embrace, and I felt great. And I think I babbled, but it was fine. It was chill.
I basically treated you like a footy player, like a footy captain coming off the field just after winning a game and then getting interviewed straight away. That's basically what it was.
That's great. Just keep the heightened energy going, and then last bit of adrenaline.
That's it. Full credit to the boys.
Well, maybe that's a little bit of insight into those moments, because I'd imagine if I had to call it for all three of us, we're maybe not huge consumers of sport. But there is those moments, and sometimes they often become sort of viral, the idiotic things that come out of their mouth. But they've just finished a really intense thing.
Yeah, I think we got
microphone out of their head.
Exactly, give them some sympathy, and at least like to catch their breath first, at the very least.
And just get an ethics coach and someone just to give them a brief before they talk.
They're getting concussions all the time.
That's not okay, is it?
No.
We shouldn't allow. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Is there something about the way that you grew up, or you found your own art practice, that has made you want to be I'm going to call it a facilitator of conversation and story?
I mean, that's a good question. I like that question, mostly because I'm finding it hard to think of an answer. But I think it's just come through learning from previous mentors just how important it is to share what you've learned. And I don't know, I'm someone that really wants to help anyone that needs help, even if it's just like, I mean, a couple of people in the audience that night, actually, Tessa, were creatives themselves, but they do painting, artwork. And I think we were talking about the importance of taking a break and just taking note when you've achieved something and not necessarily looking at the next goalpost all the time. And they messaged me on socials and found that really helpful for their own work. And that's the best thing of having a chat with people around. And to be honest, I'm quite introverted too. Like as soon as I left the stage, I was like, I need to lie down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I have always just longed for community and people to just do the best at whatever they're interested in doing. And yeah, I think having this individualistic mentality can stifle growth, you know, whether it's yourself or those around you. And I think in this day and age, with how much we see of celebrities' worlds, not that I am in any way a celebrity, but
You are in this area.
but we've definitely broken down the barriers of like celebrity myth, you know, because it's not real and it's not helpful.
There's so much of what you're talking about. One that plays into it's now 100% of every episode that we've recorded that people refer to community and how important that is. And because the economics of our world doesn't allow a lot of what you just said of don't worry about the next thing, but you have to because there's bills to pay, there's things to do. That's not how. It's not how community works or connection works or art works to allow yourself that time. And then also you saying that you had mentors yourself. We also are running out of that as an idea, just as an idea.
Yeah.
To have mentorship. And, you know, I'm pretty long in the tooth in what I do as a live performer and in age. And but I still crave a mentor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you never get too old for mentors, I don't think.
No, absolutely, and to be one as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's really important because you often gain more, right, than you give.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a solid friendship that's come out of Woodford Folk Festival and a professional engagement with each other. You'd been, obviously this is not your first gig working for Tessa. Working for, you're not the boss.
Get back to work. Yeah.
What a capitalist swine. But was it a relatively a bigger show than what you'd done previously?
Well, it's always a treat to support, you know, artists like Merpire who have done, you know, you've done very well for your career and someone who I aspire up to. That's a way to say it. But yeah, and also, you know, her coming from Melbourne, and that's always, you know, a really big treat. And yeah, no, I've worked. No, so sorry. I've performed for
It's work.
Very various types of shows. And that's, you know, very nice and very, changes things up.
Yeah, and I would say I'll drill down on it is work because it's valid work, right? I don't think we're a valid part of a healthy functioning society.
Yeah, exactly.
The people that do it. And this is a job, and it's a job. It's sick. It's great. It's hard sometimes. And I also wanted to pick up, Tessa, on what you just said. You referred that Ree comes from Melbourne, and you had this glow about you that she comes from Melbourne. And I assume you're a Southeast Queenslander, born and bred. I was born in country Queensland, and then I lived in Melbourne for a long time because I'm right in saying we elevate Melbourne, right? Melbourne has in terms of the art world, we elevate it. Like, well, then you must be good because you're from there, which genuinely leads me to what I wanted to talk to you about, the fact that it was your first time coming to the Woodford Folk Festival last year as someone who was brought up in Sydney and then now lives in Melbourne and in Brunswick, of all places, the People's Republic.
So typical.
Of Brunswick. Were you surprised that lowly Queensland had such an amazing festival?
Oh, yeah. No doubt in my mind. I'm definitely not. I would say, actually, if I wasn't going to move to Melbourne, Brisbane was going to be my next spot. And I'm not lying just because I'm on this podcast. But I also wanted to add, actually, when you were saying, asking Tessa if she'd played a show like we had before, I feel like we kind of, for me anyway, we were in kind of opposite what you said in terms of I had never played a show as big as that one with Tessa in Brisbane before for my own stuff. So I almost felt like I was coming to Tessa for like, wow, I get to have an insight into this beautiful Brisbane community of musicians that are all so motivated and so creative. And I truly felt like the guest in that world and very, very lucky to be involved. And I mean, yeah, some of my favorite artists of all time have come out of Queensland, like Clay's a good friend of mine, the Ballpark Music Gang.
Just made it into the hottest 100 Australian songs of all time.
Yeah, it's no surprise to me at all that there's so much creativity in Queensland. Absolutely.
I think because we have to, like, we've got to really scrap and work really hard. And I think it's a really toxic thing about Australia in general, but this sort of tall poppy kind of toxic nature of us.
Yeah.
So you really have to graft and work to prove yourself. I mean, it's why in a bigger national scale that we punch above our weight, to use a violent terminology, with our international bands, because you guys, they've got to work so freaking hard, and I think there's a really strong bit of that in the DNA of Queensland artists. To try and prove to the Sydney and Melbourne artists, we're good. And so we often turn up and we're like, oh no, actually, wow, you worked really hard.
Yeah. Isn't it so bizarre? I do find that so bizarre about the rest of the world, especially when it seems like the size of like their niche markets are the size of our popular market, right? So they've got way more bands and artists. So wouldn't there be more competition for them to strive even harder,
Sure.
But I don't know. It's funny. We're also just great creatively in general. And I think everyone in the rest of the world knows that now.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we and I hope we can continue it. And obviously, as you saw at this festival is a place that really fosters this, but to keep it as a part of our national identity, that this is something that we should be proud of, that we're storytellers and that we should foster that more.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a good national identity.
I think so. I loved, I was just remembering about Woodford, the mail section. I love that idea, and driving around mail to people that might not know that they'd be receiving mail based on their smile or what they're wearing. So cool.
I just literally this morning, I'm not making it up. I was trying to pack up my little workshop, which is the place I retreat to try and fill up the battery. And there was 3 Woodford letters that were just sitting out from last year's that I hadn't put into my little box of Woodford letters. I think 2 of them were from my wife. I think most of them.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Was it like pick up the milk on the way home or something? Or?
She wrote one to an alter ego that we both made up for each other, which is super odd to reveal right now in front of 2 people. It's not sexual.
It's great though, even if it was.
There's a full story to it, if you want to hear it.
Did you get any letters, Ree?
Yeah, I got one letter from a pair of friends who actually got married at Woodford. Yeah, they've been to Woodford for 8 years in a row, I think. And then, yeah, it must have been 2023 they got married there. So, of course, it's easy to live out their anniversary every year because they already go to Woodford every year. So they sent a letter to me saying, thanks for coming to our wedding anniversary and for playing at
cool.
and one of our tents. I was like, you're welcome, guys.
That's really great. What a great place to get married too. And you know, like you, you don't have to cater it either, right? You just make sure all your mates come to Woodford, and then you go, just pick your stall, go and get.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the stalls.
Or,
I didn't even mention the stalls. Oh my God, the food.
Isn't it amazing?
Drink. I was walking around. I'm like, okay, there's places to sit. Love a place to sit. There's the best food, some of the best food I've ever had at a festival. It's walkable and short toilet lines. I was tick, tick, tick. I really could not endorse it more. And my mum is also obsessed with Woodford now. She was like a little kid walking around thinking about her outfit for next year. Very sweet.
I do love that as a selling point. Benny, you'll have to take a note. Short toilet lines. Is it great? Well, that's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Yeah.
And cleaned, and shout out to the vols. Have you ever been, Tessa, because you volunteered, you said, for 3 years. Were you ever the toilet side of things? Because I look at those volunteers and I'm like, wow, you got a good heart.
Yeah.
Kudos.
What have you volunteered? Have you volunteered in different spots around the festival, Tess?
No, I just volunteered at the grand stage with the production team. So that's always been a really such a fun experience every
Yeah, I bet. Well,
awesome.
the volume of people that you get to see go on too.
Yeah, and it's crazy backstage. It's just go. Really
yeah, fun. and I feel like the perspective of watching a show go on from the side and backstage is such a unique way to watch a show.
It is.
Because I've watched so much stuff from that position.
It's cool. It's a whole different experience. And then you get to see everyone setting back, like everything getting set up backstage for the next one. It's fun.
And you get to meet Ree. but here's a quote that I've got for you, Ree, which is a lot. And please, I didn't write this, and don't put me on a watch list. But Rolling Stone said her first song in 4 years described as her horniest song yet. That's a lot, right? Her horniest song, which means there's been other horny songs. Like it's not, this is a horny song. This is the horniest one yet. And inspired by the name of The Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. That's a lot in that.
There's a lot in that.
Yeah.
I actually did a bit of a sneaky where I released that song and said it was my horniest yet.
Oh.
And then immediately backed it up with the next song, which was even hornier than the last one.
That is
to make people do the double take.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So you created the story you wanted to be, and then the internet did the rest, right?
Yeah, well, kind of. I didn't say it was my horniest song yet. I definitely said it was a bit of a I don't think I used
hornier than the last one.
Yeah, hornier than the last one. But publications want the tagline. So by saying hornier song, that's what gets people interested in maybe having a listen. But yeah, I was inspired by this fantasy series I was reading, which wasn't a particularly horny series, to be honest. It was more like, it was quite nerdy actually. It was about dragons and alchemy and adventures and made up worlds,
Great.
But I was really taken aback by the protagonists. So the narrator is the protagonist, and his descriptions of how music plays a part in his romantic notions towards the other protagonist and nature around him, and how he uses it all. And it's just so beautifully written. And I was like, I'm going to paint more of a picture and kind of tap into the smaller moments of a crush that you might not usually tell anyone, like when you hug your crush and you're like, oh, I can so imagine us holding hands somewhere and not just hugging politely, like that kind of thing that you don't really discuss. You have it in your brain, but you keep it to yourself until you write a song about it and release it into the wild.
That's a nice way to frame that, because of course you could have gone way bluer, but I had a real image then. We could have been holding hands somewhere rather than just politely hugging.
What song is this, Ree?
Premonition.
Oh.
Yeah. And I also I sing the F word in it, but
You can say fuck.
Extend. Okay, I say fuck.
We don't edit.
But instead of saying fuck in the song, I say fuck around, so it doesn't sound like the F word, you know?
So that you get more radio play. That's also smart.
That's it.
Explicit.
Illicit, yeah.
I feel like because of some technical difficulties that we may be heading towards the end of this chat, I hope that there's more, which is I feel like I already know the answer for you, Tessa, because you keep coming back. And what I liked saying to people, Ree, when they first come to Woodford is, welcome to the addiction. Do you see that this is a place that you're going to want to be getting back to as often as you can?
Definitely. I want to come back as a patron as well, especially with Mum, just seeing her light up, being introduced to this whole new world was like, that's a mother-daughter experience we can continue, I think, into the future.
Yeah. What a great thing to have too. What a great reason to want to be here. So what's next for you both then?
You go.
Come on, Tessa. Take the lead.
I've got a few really exciting shows coming up. I'm supporting one of my favorite artists from the US called Sylvie in November.
Huge. Great.
And then heading to Berlin in March.
Heard of it.
To play Berlin Folk Festival.
Really?
With Drug Dealer as the headliner.
I know that guy. It's different.
And I'm dropping some new music that I feel like is kind of leaning in towards a very different direction sonically. So I am just trying to mentally also not trying to mentally compartmentalize all of that stuff, just to kind of learn to flow with it. I don't know. So that's what's happening.
Tessa's really
so
cool,
exciting.
Ree. Yeah. I see what you see.
cooler than
I see
me.
what you see.
No.
Yeah.
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 You're cool.
And she's been real sneaky, and I feel like at this stage of my interview, I'm like, come on, man, I can't. What?
Holds her cards close and drops facts like that.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. And
Very cool.
Get around to go to the show in November, and then I reckon we're going to see some pretty big things heading into 2026. I hear Berlin as a creative city changes people. I've not been. That's why I'm still the way I am. And how about you, Ray?
Well, to be honest, I'm going to take a little break towards the end of the year, which I've actually never done before.
Yeah.
Like away from, I'm going to still write music if it comes up, but I'm not going to pressure myself to, have any big plans to pursue it in the business sense. Which is new for me. I think it's going to be an interesting, maybe challenging experience being in that zone while also being very aware of other wonderful people, maybe not in the same point in the cycle of their career. That's going to, we all compare ourselves to everyone else. And it's that double-edged sort of being so pumped for people and then also like, why aren't I doing that as well? But yeah, I've got a one and only band album launch in Melbourne in October on the 9th with my band at Howler.
Oh, what a great venue. One of my favourites.
Great venue.
Yes.
And then playing Town Folk Fest in Castlemaine in November.
And also a great festival.
And I might, and then I might, just chill for a bit and kind of work out how music is going to play a role in my life moving forward. Because I think I'm in a bit of a changing season of letting go of old dreams that I don't really want to keep pursuing anymore. It's a whole other conversation, to be honest.
And I feel like I want to do a whole other episode right now with now what I'm hearing from both of you. But also I think that's a really good full circle moment to wrap the episode on, because it's what we started with. It's what you said. And so you're practicing what you preach. You're taking that moment.
That's it.
Yeah. That's cool to see.
Trying to.
Yeah. Well, it's hard. Yeah. Nice to meet both of you. Thanks heaps for being
it's hard.
Open and honest with me. And it was actually really nice just to sort of be a spectator on what I can see is a really growing friendship between you both. And it's really cool to me that happened, the start of that happened here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I mean, I'm shocked and so impressed by the news that's coming up for you, Tessa. I'm so pumped to see. I'm not surprised, but I'm pumped to see what happens. And also, my mum loves you. I just need to throw that out there before we end the conversation.
I love your mum, and also watching her watch your performance. It was the most beautiful thing. I really hope she comes to the festival this year, because I would love to hang out with her. I would love for you to come along. Yeah. You should come.
Yeah.
Well, watching you tell Ree it was nice watching her mum watch her was great for me as well. So. Well, I'll just say this. To the dark horse, Tessa Fleur, really lovely to meet you. And Ree of Merpire, I think there's going to be excellent things from this moment you give yourself in your future. It's been really lovely to meet you.
Harley. Thanks. It was so lovely to meet you and chat to you both. It was a pleasure.
Hey, that was fun. We got there. We got there together, and I feel like right at the end, I was like, let's talk more. There was heaps of detail. So we'll have them back. You should follow both of those wonderful people. It'll be in the show notes. I don't know how people make it happen anyway, but follow Tessa Fleur. She's got great things coming up. Follow Reed from Merpire. They're great. They're excellent. You guys are excellent. Thanks to the East Pointers for the music. I'm already doing the credits, and I didn't even say become a citizen. So many wonderful reasons, including this podcast, because you'll get extra content just for you, the citizens. Like, subscribe, do all of that kind of stuff. And this was produced by the wonderful people of Woodfordia. I'm Harley Brain. Thank you very much.